Hello, students. How are you? I hope we are doing well in this pandemic. Today, we are going to learn the summary of Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. So, let's begin. Before we move further, let's learn something about the poet. Sarojini Naidu was an Indian political leader. She was best known as the first female president of the Indian National Congress. She was a politician and she was the first female uh, president of the Indian National Congress Party. So, Sarojini Naidu was an Indian political leader born in February 13, 1879 in Hyderabad, India. At a young age, she wrote poetry and plays, a hobby that she kept throughout her life. She later studied in England and in 1916 she met Mahatma Gandhi, which sparked her interest in the fight for India's freedom. In 1925, she was elected as the first female president of the Indian National Congress. After India's independence from England, Naidu became the first woman governor of Uttar Pradesh. Naidu died on March 2nd, 1949 at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Indian Weavers, the poem. Before we begin the summary, we will read the poem. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wings of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veil of a queen. Weavers weaving, solemn and still, why do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Now the summary of stanza 1. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wings of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Now, this stanza speaks about the poetess asking the weavers what they are weaving so early in the morning, okay, and which seems to be very colorful and bright and beautiful and charming. The poetess is curious about these clothes as they seem quite special. The clothes woven by those weavers were very attractive, beautiful to look at. The weavers reply that the clothes that they are weaving are blue as the wings of a halcyon, which is the other name of a kingfisher, whose wings are bright blue in color. Now, the halcyon was a mythical bird which looked like a kingfisher and whose wings are bright. The weavers say that they are weaving the robes of a newborn child, a young one, who has just come into the world. Now, this stanza also symbolizes new life, new hope, okay, of human life, freshness, beauty, etc. And there is no place for sorrow. When we are children or when we are babies, everyone is happy. The parents are happy, the relatives are happy, everyone comes and visits us. That is one of the most beautiful phases of our life. Let's come to the second stanza. Weaver weaving at night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Now, in this stanza, the poetess meets the Indian weavers again, and then she asks them again that what are you weaving in the fall of night? Fall of night means in the evening, around after the sun sets. Okay, and in Indian tradition, weddings take place in the evening. If you have been to a wedding, it's most probably you have been in the evening. Why they are weaving a cloth so late in the evening, which is the time when most of the Indian marriages take place? She also asks them they are weaving a garment so bright like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. She asks them why they are weaving a cloth that is so like the plumes or the feathers of a peacock, which is purple and green in color. The weavers reply that the cloth is brightly and richly colored because they are weaving it for a queen, which she will use to make her marriage veil. Now, if you have seen an Indian wedding, you must have noticed that the bride always wears something that covers her head. It's a veil, okay? It's called a veil. So, this stanza describes the second or the adult stage of life. This stanza is important as it describes human life in this adult stage. It's a stage where people are full of hopes. There are ups and downs in life in this stage. Ups and downs in the sense there is happiness and sorrow, as well as uh, success and failure. So there are ups and downs. Even the colors purple and green symbolizes that ups and downs in life. And that is what makes adulthood bright. Let's move on to stanza 3 summary. Weavers weaving Solomon and still, what do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as feather and white as a cloud? We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. This is the final stanza where the poet is once again finds the weavers, and this time they are sorrowful, they are grieving, they are silent. Okay, she asks them that what they are weaving in this cold midnight under the cold moonlight. And then they reply that they are weaving a funeral shroud. A funeral shroud means a cloth that is used to cover a dead body. It symbolizes the last stage of a human life. Everything is born, every living thing is born, it grows up into an adult, and then it finally dies. Okay, it represents death. This stanza represents death, where everything is emotionless as well as motionless, and life is still, has come to a standstill. But to look on the bright side, death is not all that bad. Life is full of ups and downs, there's sadness and sorrow, but in death there's only peace. A person does not have to be worried about anything after he or she dies. It may be painful initially, but in the end, it is the most peaceful part of our life, a peaceful part of our existence, death. So that's it, students. I hope you have learnt this poem well and enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Take care.